back then, we just wanted to get articles out without glitches. Now we're getting, how many articles did we pump out last night during the first round of the draft?
We did grades for all 32 teams live, and so 32 right off the bat, so more than 35. But throughout this entire draft week, we've had more than 75 articles being published. Which is insane, yeah.
We're gonna do tens of millions of views in the month of April alone, when back then in Darien we were hoping to get like, did we crack 1,000 page views this month?
Did someone other than our cousins read one of our articles?
We celebrate when we got a page view with over 1,000.
I wanna take the conversation to Florida. From Florida?
Yeah, we're from Florida.
And you came here for this event?
For the draft, every year.
Here in Cleveland, Ohio?
Yes.
Y'all came from sunny Florida.
We did. Oh yeah.
Oh, the Dolphins had the number 3 pick.
Right.
Who did you think they were gonna take before they traded?
We had number 6.
No, six. Originally they had the number 3 pick.
Oh, probably Pitts.
Before you thought it was going to be Pitts.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they end up taking Jalen Waddle at 6. What are your thoughts on that?
Actually, better than Smith.
Yeah.
Jason Waddle, he broke his ankle.
That's right.
But he actually was a better player. He's bigger. I think Smith, great year.
Yep.
But he's too small.
18, they get their edge rusher and Jalen Phillips from the U. Talk to me.
I'm good with Jalen Phillips.
He's not.
He is not.
Have you been trying to convince him?
We rolled around on the ground a little bit about this whole pick.
While you're wearing these outfits, because these are beautiful jackets.
Well, yeah, very similar. We had to have him dry clean last night. It was so intense.
Can I try that jacket on?
Sure, man.
Really?
Absolutely.
By the
My
way,
guy.
Hey, just so you know, I forgot the jacket. I bought him that jacket.
Did you?
That's my jacket.
So the tailor that did Elvis Presley's.
Yeah.
This is actually it's true.
It's true.
We got it in Memphis.
Wait, this is a real jacket.
Yes,
It's a real
This is a real jacket.
That's a Taylor jacket, dude.
Elvis's
Hey, you know what?
Get out of here.
No,
Yeah,
seriously,
that's right.
Memphis at the Peabody.
Wow.
So
Look at
by the
you.
way,
It fits me pretty good?
Yeah,
Fits me pretty good?
You are
not
looking
bad.
good.
Turn around a little bit. Turn around. Now we're
yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is a great jacket.
That's right.
Y'all have a great time. I'll see you back here. Oh, For Life. Talk to me. What is that? What is that? What is For Life?
For Life is that no matter what, we're always dedicated to the Dolphins.
No matter what.
No
For
matter
Life.
what. Good, bad. Good times, bad times.
Through Nick Saban, through Jay Fiedler,
through
Cleveland, through Cleveland. Cleveland is so bad that they couldn't consider it. Nick Saban, that's right. Yeah, you two guys. This is awesome.
There's a lot that happened in between.
A lot that happened in between, and there will certainly be time to talk about that.
But it was more about just getting the right people in.
And so this happened by chance too, because we were talking to some groups about either potentially investing.
This is almost
or
a year
partnership.
forward now.
This is a year forward.
This is almost a year
So we
forward.
brought in Tony Pauling in between there, our chief NFL draft analyst and insider. So we brought Tony in between. We did a lot, got the site going, had our
We
first
had
draft.
conversations about trying to get him in. We had conversations with We had conversations with who was the former offensive line coach. He has his own gig going. We were trying to do some stuff there. We were starting to make our moves and try to put our name synonymous with people who we thought had significant clout in the industry. We had conversations with who now everyone is aware of after us for a year trying to tell everyone about them. No one, it was like, oh, that's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, everyone knows who the is.
And Ozzy DM'd me one day, and I let it sit there for a few days. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be fully transparent. I looked at his profile, he had 300 something followers. And at the time we had talked about bringing people in with a lot of followers to help spread our name through grassroots marketing. And I'm like, how's this guy gonna help us? I mean, he might be a great editor, but his social reach is nothing, right? And so I let it sit.
Which I just wanna point out, because we've made a point now since then to say, social reach is great, but social reach is a vacuum.
Right, we've learned a ton since that
Social
time.
reach is such a small percentage of everything, and while other companies were trying to make social media where they were gonna stake their flag and make their name, we decided we were going to go for the larger audience, and we were gonna make social media a secondary thing for us. Let's get our company as big and as much organic reach as we can beyond social media, and then once we've done that, let's bring it to social media.
Right.
So this actually is sort of the start of understanding why that strategy is fruitful, because had we not done that, maybe Ozzy isn't here, but now he's sitting at the other end of that couch.
Right, and so I let the DM sit for a few days, and I'm like, you know what, we need help. I mean, we're not paying anybody right now, so it's not gonna hurt us. And so we sent you this article, and I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty good. I'm like, all right, come on board. And then he saw how we work and everything that went into it, and he's like, I want to help you guys more too. And I'm like, well, all the sweat equity is gone, right? We fill that up. We're at a stage now where we need an influx of, and not necessarily cash because we weren't paying anyone. We had no overhead.
And we were cash flow positive at this point anyway.
But we wanted to do things like building a mock draft simulator, like bringing in more top end talent to write for us and do video for us. And so Ozzy said, I think I could help you out.
And so when you came back from Florida and you're like, hey, I met this dude Ozzy. He's the real deal. He's a good dude. He wants to he wants to invest in the company. My first question is like, I'm sure a ton of people want to invest in the company. We're growing, we're cash flow positive. We, at this point we had hit some of our really first early milestones that we were excited about. I'm like, capital is great, money is great, but it's only as great as what you spend it on, right? And so at first it wasn't necessarily for what is now our mock draft simulator.
Right.
Ozzy and I spoke about this the other day.
Because you panicked a little bit.
I did, I absolutely did. Incorrectly now, did not understand the full value of the mock draft simulator at that time, because I'm like, guys, everyone has a mock draft simulator. They all basically work the same. Now ours is unique and one of the most unique on the market, especially because it's free for everyone to use. So we have features that no one else has, and you don't have to pay to use them the way others are doing that.
That's actually a big part of our growth too, when we moved away from the paywall structure and went to nothing but free
content. Which is
content.
opposite, by the way, of what a lot of people are doing, but we're thriving with it for reasons I don't want to disclose publicly. But Ozzy, so that money initially, I'm like, man, I don't know if I like this. We did. Now we're coming up on the draft. This is now around March. We're coming up on the 2020 draft. This is the Max Crosby draft. Max Crosby had already been drafted,
yeah.
But the draft was going to be in Vegas, and I had, having consulted on Max Crosby's case for, in terms of his technique work and stuff like that, communicating with his agents, I had it in with Max. I was like, hey, what would be really cool is if the Raiders are on let's throw a draft party in Vegas. Let's have Max Crosby come. He had a great rookie season, could be great. That's what I wanted to spend the money on. Because
we had been planning the draft party.
Because against my judgment, we had been planning a draft party that at the time we had no way to pay for.
We had no way to pay for.
I was not sold that we were going to sell the tickets, because I didn't yet have the ability to get Max Crosby, and we didn't lock in Preston Williams for the Dolphins.
And because it was Vegas, we had to commit to a minimum of $30,000 spent for the party.
Which is what I was against.
And we signed the contract.
So then I'm like,
no way to pay for it.
Shoot, we need to cover our asses here. Ozzy is willing to invest. We like him. We think he's a great dude. We know what he does for the site. Like, there's value beyond just his capital, and that's the kind of people you want to bring into your business anyway, that they have value beyond their capital. Mm-hmm. So that's initially what we're going to use the money for. But we're talking about the year 2020. And something went down in 2020 here across the globe called COVID-19 and the global pandemic. And our draft party in Vegas, which we ended up selling out, by the way.
Sold out.
We sold out. So Ozzy was gonna get his investment back literally, the next month, but COVID canceled those plans. And so we quickly pivoted to the mock draft simulator, which Ozzy, you were fully on board with. You were driving the mock draft simulator.
So that's how the conversation started at Flanagan's. I said, listen, I think I can help out financially with the company in terms of injecting capital into it, but I was already trying to sell the idea of I want to get an MDS, a mock draft simulator, on the site. And I see the potential here. I see what we can do. I see what other websites are doing, and it's not working. The subscription model, the pay model, all that stuff. And I think we can do this on a free level, right? Keep it free and just drive engagement, drive traffic to the site. So from the very beginning, I was on board. My mindset was, I would love to use this money for the MDS, but then I kept throwing in there just so I didn't sound too demanding. But you're the CEO, so you can do whatever you want. But I
feel
really,
like you said that to me a lot.
But I really,
you're the CEO, and then it's like, you should do this. I'm like,
I really love the MDS. But listen, at the end of the day, it's your decision. But I really love the MDS.
Wait, so I'm the one that takes.
Don't forget, it's my money. I'm giving.
I'm the one that takes the call with Ozzy.
Yeah.
You're in Florida.
Yeah.
You're pacing back and forth in front of a Chipotle.
Holding up traffic in the middle of the street.
How long was your tooth first conversation.
It was. I was exhausted by it.
Look, we're taking someone's money. I want to make sure A, the person we're taking the money from is legit, and B, that we can honor that investment. Man, people part with their money. We got to honor that at all times. We talk about that when we get sponsors. We go all out for our sponsors because they're giving us their money. When we sell things or give things to our audience, we go all out about it because people are parting with their hard-earned cash. Ozzy's spent 11 and a half years to that point building a business. He's going to give us his money. We got to make sure that we're going to be able to make that worth it.
Yeah.
And so when Ozzy, we talked about, Ozzy and I negotiated for, a couple rounds of conversation. He would negotiate with me, I'd pitch it to you and to Sutton and to 𝗙𝗢𝗡𝗡, and we go around and around. Eventually we get the money. COVID cancels the party. We do the mock draft simulator. And right now, it is our most trafficked item on our website and probably one of the biggest reasons for our explosive growth over the years. And just to put a bow on this entire conversation about the evolution of the ownership here at Pro Football Network, which has completely linearly correlated with the explosion of the company. As the ownership group has expanded and grown to just, it's only 5 of us. It's not like there's 50 owners, there's only 5 of us, but as that's happened, the company has expanded because we brought the right people in. Why stick around through however many months it was, not getting paid at all? Then we had like a bit of like a revenue share model, right? Where you were getting peanuts basically, quite frankly, for the amount of time and effort you were putting in. Why stick around through all that, not really ever knowing if there was gonna be a chance that you got to be full-time?
I've been doing this as a hobby, but I saw the progression that Pro Football Network was putting in. Shortly after I came on, it was announced that 𝗠𝗢𝗥𝗘 was coming on. I was like, that's huge. And then here we are with 𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗘 just last month. I mean, it's crazy. I've seen all the steps that we've seen. I mean, I'm like, why would I want to leave is really the question.
What did you do full-time before?
I was a warehouse supervisor.
You were a warehouse supervisor?
Yeah, I went from warehouse supervisor to editor of the Pro Football Network.
That is crazy to me.
It's even surreal for me at times too. Yeah. It's like, I don't have to take that commute anymore to work. I mean, I'm literally working at home, doing something I love. There's sometimes I wake up, I'm like, okay, this is really happening. Like this.
Every time the check clears, right? So like, when I first came in, right, I was a writer. I saw 𝗙𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 ad on Twitter. I jumped on it. I didn't even write before. I certainly didn't have the years of hobby and passion that you've put into it, but I knew I wanted to be a part of it. I took an ownership stake, right? So like I put skin in the game. So now it's like I have a vested interest in making sure this thing works out. You really just believed in the brand.
Absolutely.
Wholeheartedly.
Yes.
That to me is fascinating. Beyond, we announced Tony Pauline, and it's a seminal moment for this company, hands down. Back in March, we bring in 𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗘, legend. So all those things are great, but that's 2 moments in the course of 24 months. What is it about Pro Football Network beyond those moments that makes the day-to-day something you want to be a part of?
You could tell the drive that everybody here wanted. Just by the titles alone, 𝗦𝗢𝗨𝗧𝗨𝗕𝗘 is CEO, Aaron Sutton is editor-in-chief. Like, these are the roles that we all want, and we all have that drive to make this a success, and that's why I wanted to really be a part of it. It's nothing like other sites that I've been with.
You've been with other sites?
Yes, I have.
And not?
It's not even comparable, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's just really, everybody strives for greatness and nobody settles.
I love the idea that nobody settles, because I feel like we came into this thing with an underdog mentality, right? And like, underdogs don't settle. That's why they're underdogs. They keep scrapping, they keep fighting.
I feel like it's just gonna go further. It's crazy.
So now you're full-time, right? Benefits, salary. Talk to me about what last night was like for you in that war room. Tony Pauline's getting phone calls. He's cursing and screaming about, all these different things. Matt's running the remote huddle. I'm screaming at Cam to get stuff onto social media that he's already got going. Like, it was crazy in there last night. Was that fun for you?
I loved it. It's exactly, I'm like, at one point I actually told myself, like, this is exactly where I need to be.
You're in that war room last night after all the craziness. Big fireworks show at the end of the draft, right? We're watching from the window here in our hotel. You don't go to bed till 1 a.m. Did you sleep last night?
3 hours, maybe.
Just because?
Give or take.
Just because you're excited, or it was
the adrenaline
stimulated?
was just still there. Like, I was in my room at 1 a.m., but there was no way I was going to sleep at 1 a.m.
And yet, I come down here, one of the first people down here, you're already set up in that room at your station.
Yes, sir.
No one told you to do that. Not, just, you were just where you felt like you needed to be.
It's just about knowing what needs to be done and when to do it, so.
Your story, and I'm at the risk of sounding hyperbolic.
Okay.
Your story is, to me, a uniquely 21st century American story. Or, hopefully, what a 21st century American story will be more prevalent of. The opportunity to work whatever job you were working, to make ends meet, pay bills, do your thing, but then you bust your ass and it's recognized.
I appreciate the recognition.
And I don't know that we've recognized you enough, man. Like, I really don't. Like, just sitting with you, like, I know you. Your name is everywhere on our site, right? Like, I see you, and we talk in Slack, all these different things, man. But to sit next to you and hear you tell your story to how you're sitting next to me right now, it's one of the most amazing things I think we've ever done here at Pro Football Network. See, I'm being serious, and when I say that we've done at Pro Football Network, it's 100% what you've done, and we just didn't have blinders on, and we're smart enough to see what you were and who you were and where you could go, and just let you be you.
Thank you guys for that.
No, man. Thank you, bro. Like, you took a gigantic leap of faith. You put in legitimate blood, sweat, and tears for nothing, for no pay, just because you like football.
I appreciate the opportunity, and at that point, it's my responsibility to take advantage of that opportunity.
I am nothing short of impressed, and am super glad that you're here, man.
I am too, thank you.
To next year.
Yes, sir, next year.
That's fucking insane. That is fucking insane. Wow, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, thank you guys.
For real.
I got to put my 2-week notice in on New Year's Eve, and I'm like, as shitty as 2020 was, I'm like, that's a fucking way to go out right there.
Jalen Phillips.
First pass rusher off the board at 18.
Ooh. Wow. 𝗠𝗢𝗥𝗘's gonna fall to the Giants.
Hey guys, Christian Darrisaw is the pick here. Damn out. So Ali and Ben, it's like 3 a.m. where you guys are right now? 4 a.m.?
4.
So what'd you guys do today? Did you sleep in during the day, or you're staying up?
No, I've been up since 7 a.m.
What is wrong with you?
I had an hour and a half nap in the middle of the day.
Definitely scold them for helping us out tonight.
I'm scolding them for not getting sleep. So, okay. I appreciate your dedication, Ali and Ben.
There you go.
I love it. I love it.
My pleasure. You're welcome.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure.
On a more immediate note, I'm happy.
Pick is in, Najee Harris.
Oh, yes. Yes. Remember, we had that since the Senior Bowl.
Oh, man.
You've been on there.
Now I want that word for word. That's
We've been on
Oh, here we go. Reunites Clemson at ETN. Wow. You a Jacksonville fan, Brett?
No.
ETN fan? You just want to clap.
you clapping fan?
The Raiders the Ravens take Bateman.
Bateman. I said that.
You did?
It's all documented on camera, guys. I'm going to come out looking smart here.
Brett's gonna want every clip of him where he was right. Just the clip so he could post it on his own YouTube and Twitter channel.
I gotta get my follower back.
When that happens.
Turner, Peyton Turner.
Did I say that?
Yes, we gotta find that. He mentioned Peyton Turner was rushing up draft boards, and don't be shocked if you.
We had an article on that, right?
Wow.
It was in the rumor piece.
Rumors piece.
Oh, they took Stokes of Georgia. Wow.
Stokes.
Green Bay.
Eric Stokes.
That's what saying it's the only person I've seen it come from so far.
They needed a corner. Yeah, that was their number one need.
Board. Gregory Rousseau is off the board.
We have taken a legitimate global effort to continue to put ourselves on the map as one of the best football media companies out there.
Switch and pick up the loot to hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah, yeah. Tell me feeling bubbly up the rose.